I mean, it's Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this wind up to go for 2. We won. So who cares if they got it or not?
Happy Sunday evening to you all. Happy Monday morning if you're watching us then. I think everybody in our group, our Discord, the community, as you would say, just kind of hit on Washington plus 6.5.
You're damn right. You're damn right.
So we're all very, very happy right now. Kind of a little bit lucky, but we'll absolutely take it. Definitely take it.
No, that was not luck. Losing a plus 6.5 in overtime would have been insane.
No overtime rules. I felt lucky
after the Broncos went down and scored in overtime. I looked at my dad and I was like, "Damn!"
You got to be kidding me. We're gonna lose by the hook because there's new overtime.
Yeah, the only thing worse than a plus 6.5 in a football overtime is a plus 7.5 in college football when they go for 2 on the second touchdown. If you lose a plus 7.5 if you lose a plus 7.5 in college football overtime, like the Lord is out to get you.
That's brutal. That
happened to me last year. I think it was like Arkansas was playing at home against somebody around the road they were catching 7.5, and then they lost by 8 in like double or triple overtime. It was painful.
I have just a really quick question, Con. I'm actually like dead serious. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. With Pavia being the dog in situations, what is Tennessee just that much better? Like, why is he always continue to be a dog in these bigger games?
It's not Pavia. There's 21 other players on the team, and if in just raw talent composite, Tennessee's got NFL players, and Vanderbilt just doesn't have that many. Pavia's the man, but the rest of the team is not even comparable.
All right.
That's why the Vanderbilt story the last couple of years has been so crazy, because they are a step down talent-wise. They've got an NFL tight end. They've got an NFL defensive tackle, but he's been out all year. So there is talent on the team, but it's a step below the rest of the SEC.
I was just curious.
And he's been a wagon.
Yeah, I've had a lot of success, and I don't even watch college basketball. I watch Netflix, and then I wanted to start betting Pavia. I'm a year behind. But he's just been, amazing for me. And then everybody wants to talk shit about him. It feels like I feel like I'm defending a guy I don't know. So I just had to ask the master. But short slate tomorrow. Tuesday is an absolute banger. Tomorrow night's show is going to be awesome. I can't.
I might be doing some NBA after you guys finish college. So tomorrow night, if you guys want to stick around, I won't be doing I don't know. I'm probably going to wait a few days to start actually placing bets, but I'll go through the games and make some picks, kind of, a bullpen sesh.
Fair enough. I like that.
Dodgers bullpen, or what kind of bullpen?
And someone just asked, am I uploading the Patriot? It's already up. It's already uploaded.
So anyway, short slate today. I don't know how, Trevor, I went 1-1 today. Shout out to Long Beach State for actually giving me a winner. Got him at +1. I got him at +105. Ended CLV, reverse CLV, closed at +125. No sweat winner. So what's good? Don't care. Who cares about
you? Don't
CLV?
Want CLV in college hoops.
I still will never believe you on that. But I tend to agree with you, because I got killed this week and I got CLV in probably 70% of my plays. So anywho, on to tonight or tomorrow evening, whenever you're watching this. Trevor, you can. This was the one that was canceled, correct?
Yeah, this game doesn't exist because South Carolina State couldn't travel to Chicago because of the weather. So no day hoops tomorrow. Got to wait until after work.
So yeah, next game on the board, Temple on the road against Villanova.
We're not talking about that first one?
They're not playing.
It's canceled. South Carolina State couldn't travel because of the weather.
Me knowing that before I made the graphics would have been helpful, but all right.
It was up, and then I think about an hour, maybe a little over an hour ago, it switched to St. Francis and Illinois.
I'm
busting your balls, bro. I don't care.
Oh, that's not funny, man.
This is a fun one, depending on how you look at it, I guess. Temple, Nova, little rivalry game here. I checked this game, but Trevor, I'm pretty sure I would assume that you have some thoughts on this as well.
Yeah. Philly 5 games, so laying 14.5 is pretty excessive.
Hold on, real quick. When you guys say Philly 5, is that just referring to the 5 teams in Philadelphia?
Yeah, Temple, LaSalle, Villanova, Drexel, and what's the other one?
Is UPenn?
Penn, yeah.
So just when you say Philly 5, that just means 2 teams in Philly playing.
Yeah, they do like a somewhat tournament every year where they'll play like two games each, and then like the best record or winner or some shit, they go and play each other later in non-con. So it's not like an official thing, but they do it every year for the most part. I'm pretty sure every year it's always good.
It's every other year. These 2 teams play each other like every other year. So they did play. So 2024. 2022, 2020, so like an every other year thing.
Well, I love it. I got nothing but love for that city.
Your thoughts, Trevor, on this game?
Yeah, I mean, laying this many points in a Philly 5 game is seems like a lot, but I mean, if you go back last year, Kyle Neptune managed to beat this Temple team by 29 points. But yes, devil's advocate, Temple was point shaving. They had a couple guys that were looking out financially instead of for the betterment of the team. So you do have a little bit of that, which probably went on because Kyle Neptune winning by 29, that doesn't happen. So maybe a little tomfoolery going on there. But Kevin Willard, his first home Philly 5 game against Temple. They do have Michigan on deck, but that's next week. So I don't think he's going to be looking too far ahead of this. And Villanova, I mean, they played BYU tough on that neutral, and they've been blasting teams ever since. I mean, 14, 25, or 15, 10, 24, 34, and then 20. They've been rocking teams. And Temple, wrong team here. Temple's coming off of a Rhode Island loss, UC San Diego. They did beat Princeton, but these wins haven't been impressive. They beat Delaware State, LaSalle, Hofstra by 5, and then Princeton on a neutral. I think Kevin Willard and this Villanova team are going to be up and ready for this. He doesn't want to get his ass handed to him or play a tight game. Coming in there and the rough times they had under Neptune, I think Villanova comes out and routs them. Villanova's defense not good from 3, but I mean, Temple doesn't launch a bunch of 3s. So unless they're coming out firing and shooting lights out from beyond the arc, I think at some point Nova kind of flexes their muscles and runs away with this one late. Granted, they shoot under 70% from the free throw line, but their 3 points, 37%. They rebound at an elite clip on both sides. They don't turn the ball over. They can force turnovers. I think at some point Temple just kind of gets smacked in the mouth, and Villanova ends up running away with this at some point. And it's again a Philly 5, a little bit of pride. Maybe Temple fouls late, just out of pride, and it pushes this one over. But I like Nova in this one. I think might get bet down a little bit just because it is a Philly 5. People are going to want to take the points. So I'll more than likely be on Villanova. I'm just going to wait to bet this one.
It would be over or pass for me. The number at 151 is a little high. I would need like 148 or 149. That's kind of what I was looking at. But I agree with Trevor that Villanova is just significantly better than this Temple team. It doesn't really matter how you look at it. Temple, I mean, I guess you can say that they can score. I mean, they're not absolutely terrible offensively, but defensively, they're one of the worst teams in the country. They can't offensive rebound to save their life. They don't pass the basketball at all. They don't get very many assists per game. So it's just hard to really like anything about them except for the fact that they can get some buckets. But Villanova could slow this game down to an absolute crawl and just strangle this team. So it would be Villanova over for me, but I would need it in the higher 140s to actually bet it.
Temple on the neutrals too. They lost by 15 to UC San Diego, 15 to Rhode Island. They lost by 5 to Boston College at home. That was a home game. So this being away from home, I think they kind of struggle a little bit.
Yeah, and this is Temple's first true road game too.
Yeah,
so which kind of throws a little bit of a wrench in it as well. So Villanova's looked really, really good offensively. So that's one thing that they can hold their hat on. So
I know for a fact you guys are about to take St. Francis in this next one because you guys openly hate on the Musketeers all the time.
I just don't think they're good.
So fast, my friend.
I hated on them because they had Sean Miller as a coach. I think that Pitino will figure things out. He's going to need a little bit of time, just like he did when he was over in New Mexico. They had a really bad first year there too, or second year or something like that. But anyway, Trevor, this game is one that you clicked, so I'm curious. Obviously, you're on Xavier.
I like Xavier. I'm not betting Xavier because they have Cincinnati on deck on Friday. So Friday night Cincy Xavier game, that's going to be a banger. Excited for that one. But Xavier, yes, Lemoyne, they beat them by 5 at home. They lost to Santa Clara at home. Santa Clara is a really good team. So I'm not going to really hold that too much over his head, especially, new coach coming in, new roster, figuring it out. But their losses are Santa Clara, Iowa, and Georgia. Georgia by 1 point. Iowa kicked the shit out of them, but they've been playing tough. I mean, they just beat Corpus Christi by 21. They beat West Virginia by 10, Old Dominion by 30. So, I mean, after the early, 2 bye games where they looked a little sketch, they've come out and they've played tough competition, but now they've been playing these lower tier teams and they've been kicking the shit out of them. Crap out of them. And St. Francis is bottom barrel in D1 basketball. They are rough. This is a D3 team, legitimately. They're going to D3 at the end of the year because their AD is an idiot after they made the tournament last year. He decides, don't want this. We're going to go down to D3. So they're on their way out. Xavier, yes, they have Cincinnati on deck, but they're beating the hell out of these teams. And I mean, after the early season scares at home, to Lemoyne, Marist, and then the losses to Santa Clara, I think they come out and they run this up. St. Francis doesn't really do anything well. This is one of the worst offenses in the country. They turn the ball over at one of the worst clips in the country. They don't get to the free throw line. They shoot sub 30%. They get their shots blocked 14.5% of the time on offense. So, I mean, you're going against a significant size disadvantage. You can't get the ball off already. And now you're going to go to Xavier with their size advantage, their interior. I think Xavier runs us up, but given it's such a high number and they have Cincinnati on deck, I think the offense may be a little sluggish, but I think the defense is going to be locked in for this one. And I think St. Francis struggles to score. I'll be on St. Francis team total under. I'm not sure what it is. But I mean, they've scored 64, 57, 62, 66, 63, 66. Like, they don't score much. So I'm thinking we're going to get like a team total around like 63.5, somewhere around there. I'll be on that. I think Xavier's locked in defensively, and I think St. Francis just struggles to do anything per usual, like they have all year when they step up in competition. And Patino does not want another close game like Lemoyne and Marist happened earlier this year.
I mean, are we sure that he can decide that? Because I mean, this team is pretty damn bad, and I'm not trying to go to bat for St. Francis. It would be over or pass. It's very similar to the last game where I don't want to be in the over 150, but if you gave me below 150, I probably would have bet an over here. But St. Francis does play with some pace, which kind of helps. I mean, their games always seem to be pushing those higher possession counts, at least over 70 possessions in all their games except for one. And it's not like Xavier's playing, I mean, extremely slow. So I can see these teams kind of running. I agree with you that St. Francis is absolutely terrible, but I mean, Xavier is, I mean, not equally as terrible, but I mean, Xavier is not a very good basketball team. I mean, they don't really offensive rebound. They don't get to the line very well. I think that some of their offensive numbers have been kind of aided by bad competition. And yes, St. Francis is really, really bad. There's no question about that. But at the same time, I mean, it's not like St. Francis hasn't seen some pretty decent teams so far this year. I mean, Oklahoma, TCU, Belmont. I mean, all those teams are in the top 75. Troy's a top 135 team. I mean, they've actually tested themselves this year as well. So Xavier's played a couple teams as well, but I do think that we're kind of underestimating St. Francis just a little bit. But again, I can't go to bat with you. I'd like to, but I can't.
Fair.
Next game on the board, Iona on the road versus Delaware. Trevor, you clicked this game. You were really excited to talk about it. Take it away.
Yeah, I kind of like this Delaware team. They obviously have not looked great, but they just beat Greensboro on a neutral, lost to Southern Illinois and St. Peter's win. So tough start of the year, BYU, and then lost to Bucknell in the D2 team. But they started looking a little bit better. Iona coming off of losing 2 out of 3 on the MTE there. Akron and Green Bay got them. They did beat Oregon State. Now they go to Delaware. Delaware, this is their second D1 home game, but this is, Iona. They got a little bit of name respect given what they've done. Richard Pitino and whatnot there, but Delaware, they could get exposed from 3, 100%. Iona jacks it up. They get 6% of their points from 3, and Delaware gives up about 38% of total points from three. So Iona could absolutely light them up from three, but Delaware shoots 41% from three, top of the country, top 13. Sorry. And both teams struggle at the free throw line. I think Iona coming off of those two losses, MTE, now you got to travel. Delaware coming back home after losing one out of the two there in their MTE. They've had, roughly about a week, 6 days back home, 5 days back home. I think this is a nice spot for Delaware. They get to stay home. They can shoot. And, you got Iona coming in off the losses. I don't like when teams hit the road immediately after. You've been at the MTE. Now you go home, then you're going to hit the road again right away. I think Delaware gets them. This line is weird. Iona only laying 1.5. I think the Blue Hens, get them. I think Iona, shoots fairly well, but I think Delaware, good Lord, Delaware lights them up from three, shooting 41%. They've been doing that all season, so it's not like it's a 1 or 2 game sample size. Granted, Iona is going to be a little bit better competition than what they've seen, but I still think Delaware's got the size that'll be able to hit the three, shoot over the guys, and grab some rebounds. So give me Delaware in this one. Not to mention Iona's relies on their guard. What is his name? CJ Anthony. He's 30% of possessions. He's involved in getting shots off too. They use one guy. Delaware's got a multitude of guys that they can use. So I think the ability to spread the ball around and get open shots up and having the size advantage. I think Delaware gets this done at home. Give me the Blue Hens plus 1.5.
Yeah, you can put Delaware up for me as well. I like the fact that Trevor mentioned that Iona had to go to an MTE and then have to come back here and travel again. I really, that's one thing that I was looking at as well. I wish that Delaware ran a little bit of a faster pace. That's why I haven't bet Delaware yet, but I wanted to see what this line did. Because I was going to say, if they can slow this game down, maybe they kind of trip Iona up a little bit, but that would kind of probably help Iona with their legs. But like you talked about, this Delaware team offensively is pretty damn good. Especially like effective field goal percentage. At almost 55%. That's a better effective field goal percentage than Iona. I think that offensively, these teams are extremely equal. It's defensively where the huge difference comes in. And honestly, if you're getting a not 100%, maybe a somewhat tired Iona here against a Delaware spot that's in kind of like a get-up spot here, who's actually been playing well. It's hard to expect them to beat BYU. They were somewhat in it in the first half, but obviously BYU stepped on their throat the second half. But Southern Illinois is a top 150 team. I know they lost by 20, but that's not like an embarrassing loss or anything for Delaware. So it would be Delaware a pass for me as well. Next game on the board, UAB. Trevor, this is your game, right?
Yes, it is.
I forgot it has to be because Spoon's on vacation. I keep on thinking that. Yeah, my bad. But yes, Middle Tennessee, UAB. Go ahead.
Hey, I will say, shout out the Vermont squad for at least covering today. They kissed that game away for the money line. Hey, what's said in those chats?
Okay, fine.
I don't know. I don't care. I still think John Becker and Vermont are a little bit washed.
That's all I was going to say. We were planning playing with Spoon, guys. It was really funny because they weren't covering. Trevor, he's on his, this Vermont team's overrated. They end up covering, and then we're like, oh, word on the street is they're still washed. Spoon's like being 100% serious.
I'll give Vermont a shout out. Thank you for covering. That 6.5, it got dicey, but and this one, Middle Tennessee, the last year or so, they haven't been really great at home. Like for years, they've been great at home and auto fades on the road. Now they're a team back on the road and you fade at home. It's taken a 180, but this is a spot tomorrow. I like them. They're coming in, losing 2 out of 3 at their MTE. They did beat Murray State, so a good win there, but they lost to George Washington and McNeese, 2 really good teams, and then the game prior, a Michigan loss. They have not played a home D1 game against anybody yet, so UAB is going to be that. Yeah, UAB coming in, winning Southern Illinois and UTEP on their MTE. They've been at home prior to that. They beat High Point, South Alabama, so they've played some good competition. But now you're going to hit the road. You haven't played a true road game in a little over 3 weeks. Middle Tennessee back home after losing 2 out of 3. I think it's a spot they show up and they get the job done. There's no Yaxel for UAB now. I get they look good and Andy Kennedy's solid, but This is a shorter spread for a reason. I think Middle Tennessee pops up at home again, and they're live to win this game. Not that calling a 3.5-point dog live is a crazy call out, but I think they're going to get this done. I see a juice 3.5 towards UAB, so I'm just going to let this climb. I think Middle Tennessee is going to be live to win this game here. I think they show up at home after dropping those games, but those are against really good teams. UAB also, a fairly good team. This isn't the usual UAB team, but they're still respectable. I think they get this done. Middle Tennessee keeps it close. Maybe late game fouls, get UAB the win, but I think Middle Tennessee is going to win this game. At home, first D1 home game, you got UAB coming in. This place in Murfreesboro is going to be little packed. I don't say it's going to be sold out jumping, but there's going to be some energy in this crowd. So give me Middle Tennessee plus 3.5 in Murfreesboro.
Jimmy Jam is a Blue Raider, right? Jimmy Jam from Twitter, Toast.
Oh, really?
He went to Middle Tennessee. He's Blue Raider.
Did not know that. Shout out to Jimmy. I love that guy.
He's the best.
Oh man, now I'm thinking about him. All right. Shout out Jimmy Jam. Good times. Anyway, I 100% agree with Trevor. I wish I could argue with him a little bit on this tonight's show, but I really can't get there. Middle Tennessee, he kind of touched on it. Middle Tennessee has played one of the strongest, I think a top 15, number 17 strongest schedule in the country. So yeah, UAB looks really, really good right now, but I mean, their best team that they've played is NC State, who's 29. I mean, they've played a whole bunch of nobodies. I mean, I guess High Point's the top 80, but I mean, 243 as far as strength of schedule is concerned, and now they're hitting the road. Obviously not an NC State road game like they had, but that game was earlier in November. I 100% agree with Trevor. I think that obviously Middle Tennessee is losing to Michigan. I mean, everybody's losing to Michigan right now at this point. I mean, I know that it wasn't a week ago, but regardless, Michigan is still one of the best teams in the country, if not the best team in the country, depending on who you ask. I mean, and McNeese and George Washington are both really good teams too, and Murray State's like 116 in Ken Palm, so it's not like any of these teams are like terrible like we talked about. So I think this is a really good spot for Middle Tennessee as well. I think as long as they can get up defensively, I think they're going to be fine. And to be honest with you, if they're up defensively, that should play into our favor, because neither one of these teams really. The only thing I worry about with Middle Tennessee is they can't shoot free throws to save their life, but UAB can't do that either. That's another thing that I like about this one. So I'll be sprinkling the money line as well.
Wow. You guys are in agreement in this one.
I know we didn't even talk about this
Weird.
before. I was going to say I usually like to argue with him. We'll see where you're at on this one. Cal Baptist hits the road to Colorado. Colorado flying high right now, as fly as the Buffaloes can. Fresh off of hot wins against San Francisco and Washington. Now back home against a formidable opponent in Cal Baptist. Colorado has Colorado State on deck. Trevor, what's your thoughts on this one? Because the number keeps on moving, and I don't understand why it's moving so much.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed I missed the movement. I like Colorado here. Cal Baptist undefeated. Yes, they've looked good. They've got wins at Irvine and at Oregon State. Other than that, I mean, upstate, Western Illinois, Riverside, Grambling, San Diego, not like they're elite games. And Colorado beat the hell out of Colorado State last year. So I don't think they're really looking forward ahead, they wouldn't a revenge spot or anything like this. But that's Saturday. So I know it's a big game, but they beat the hell out of them last year. I don't know if they're really circling in on this one. But Cal Baptist has looked good. They just beat Oregon State on the road. Now they're traveling to Colorado, and that was Friday, I believe. Yeah, Saturday. Sorry. So they got one travel day. They're going right into elevation. Colorado coming off the San Fran and Washington MTE wins. They're back home here. Neither team has lost a game. I think Colorado's size and their offenses look pretty good overall this year. Cal Baptist, yes, they've been really good, but you got one day off. You're traveling to elevation. Colorado's coming back home. They're playing good too. I think Cal Baptist, they've been great, but coming off of an Oregon State road win, now you're traveling. I don't really like this spot for them. I think a lot of people like to fade Colorado based on what they did last year, but they've been solid this year. I mean, they got wins. Providence isn't that crazy, but Providence, San Francisco.
I was gonna say, really?
Hey, I'm just saying it's a powerful.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if there's anybody that you can't use Providence as a good win, it's you.
All right, fine. What about UC Davis, Alabama State? I'm just kidding, not Alabama State, but no, they're fine. Cal Baptist, I know, has played a tough schedule and whatnot. They've showed up, but they don't have the size advantage. Colorado's back home; they're used to elevation. Cal Baptist coming in on one day off of a big win, and that was late. That was a late game too. So who knows when they hit the road and everything else. So I just think this is a bad spot for Cal Baptist. I think this catches up to them. I think Colorado's size ends up making life hell for them, and Colorado ends up pulling away. I think Cal Baptist, maybe first half, they look good. Catch Colorado a little sleepy, but I think at the end of the day, Colorado's size is going to end up taking away boards and giving extra possessions for themselves to get points here. So the fact that it's moved up 2.5 points already, I kind of missed the window for Colorado here because it wasn't open for me, but it would be Colorado or nothing. If this gets up, 13.5, 14, 15, I would maybe look to buy back on Cal Baptist. But that early number, I really like Colorado, and I just never had it available to bet. So that's where I stand.
Disagree. Hard disagree. You can put Cal Baptist up for me. I haven't bet it yet because like you said, this line has continued to climb. I don't know how far it's going to get. But so he talked, I guess I'm glad that you talked about the size because that worried me a little bit too. But Cal Baptist has been playing teams with size for a while now. I mean, Colorado, obviously 26th in the country. That's pretty damn good. But Oregon State, 29th in the country as far as size. San Diego's really tiny. Who cares about them? Grambling State, 59. UC Riverside, 48. UC Irvine, 89. So it's not like they're playing a whole bunch of like tiny teams and they're winning those types of games. So that doesn't really bother me. I 100% agree with you. The spot is absolutely terrible and they've played nobody, but I also think this is probably, the biggest game on their schedule that they could actually win. I don't think that they can go into a BYU game, whether it be at home or a neutral or a semi away, as Ken Palm likes to call it, and really think they have a chance of beating BYU. But if you would have told, Coach Croy at the beginning of the season that they went to Oregon State, Colorado, and BYU and won 2 of those 3 games, that's a pretty big success in the first week of December. And I just think this is a get-up game for them. I agree with you that the spot is bad, but I also want Colorado to prove it to me. Yes, they've played really well against a mediocre schedule. There's no question about. Yes, they have a couple decent teams, but it's still 200 in Ken Palm as far as schedule is concerned. So I just don't think that they have some huge advantage on either side of the ball personally. Is it very possible that Colorado kills this team? Yeah, but I truly think that offensively, yes, Colorado's a little bit better, but I truly think that Cal Baptist defensively is, if not the same, a little bit better than Colorado, and multiple sites indicate that as well. So Colorado really doesn't shoot the 3 ball well, so I really think it's going to be hard for them to win by margin. Not that Cal Baptist is some crazy good 3-point shooting team, but again, I'm not laying 14 with Cal Baptist, or I'm hoping to get 14, but 13. So I'm going to be betting Cal Baptist. I don't know what number it's going to be, but I will be betting Cal Baptist at some point. So anywho.
I got another game we talked about on the other one real quick. Since the Cincinnati Tarleton game, haven't seen anything, but there were talks that Dior Johnson and Chris Mbaka could be out. Dior Johnson, second in the country at percentage of shots taken. He had 42 when they played Baylor and lost by 13. So you're going to go up against a Cincinnati team that just lost at home to Eastern Michigan. Last time they lost a semi home to Louisville. They played NJIT, beat them by like 30. Now you're going to have Tarleton, who could be without one of their best rebounders, and their the offense basically in Dior Johnson. It could get really ugly for Tarleton State, and Tarleton State's been a team people have liked to back, covering some of these numbers. So I think Cincinnati off a loss at home. I know they have Xavier, but they want to get right before that game. I think they come out and kill Tarleton. And if Dior Johnson is out, definitely betting Cincinnati here. But I see it down to 16.5. I think people are betting Tarleton. I'll just let them bet it down and wait for the injury news to be on Cincinnati tomorrow. But I think Cincinnati wins this game by 20. I just want the best number.
Yeah, I was going to say, because he didn't play their last game, but that was versus
they didn't pocket either.
Yeah, so yeah, interesting. So Kyle, do you want to take it away, or do you want me just to tell them that there's
there's a Monday Night Football video up where I talk about Giants Patriots. I uploaded about 20 minutes before we went live, so